What's good, everybody? It's your boy M, and I'm here to report some amazing news dropping for April 15th for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We're going to talk about the brand new hardcore mode, the debuffs that you can choose for your character when you want to do this new hardcore mode, as well as some possible fixes and changes that should be coming. So without further ado, let's go ahead and lock straight in. So to start things off, we're going to talk about the perks or the debuffs that you have to apply to your character in order to start a hardcore mode playthrough. You cannot start a hardcore mode playthrough from a current save. You have to start over from the beginning. Now, as soon as you start over from the beginning, you're going to get a screen that's going to have a bunch of debuffs. You can choose a minimum of 3, and you can choose a maximum of all of them. It's up to you how many of these debuffs you choose, but let's go ahead and go over some of the debuffs that we can actually select from. So one of them is going to be Numbskull. The next is Bashful. We have Sweaty, Heavy-Footed, Punchable Face, Hangry Henry, Menace, Picky Eater, Bad Back, and this last one, I'm not necessarily sure how to pronounce it, but I think it's called Somnambulant. Anyways, let's go ahead and go over what each of these debuffs are going to be bringing to the table. So for Bad Back, you will generally carry less, so your carry weight is going to be a lot lower. And whenever you bend over to pick up an herb or mushroom, there's a chance that you can actually strain your back and be left hobbling for a while. So it's basically going to give you this debuff. I don't know what exactly hobbling is going to look like in game, but that sounds pretty messed up. And if you're always picking up herbs, which you probably should be doing, this is going to make alchemy a hell of a lot more, I guess you would say, difficult to deal with, because having the fresh herbs in certain circumstances is the only way to get the Henry quality of the potion. So that's going to be interesting. Next up, Heavy-Footed. So with Heavy-Footed, your shoes wear down a lot faster, which I think there's currently a bug in game about that. I can currently play the game, and within like me walking from one place to another, my shoes are completely destroyed. I don't know if that's how it's intended now, if that was like broken before and they fixed it, or if it's broken now. But I'm telling you that I never had any type of shoes deteriorate as fast as after patch 1.2 or that hotfix we got. Yeah, the game has been completely different ever since then. But this debuff is going to make shoes wear down faster, and you're generally going to make more noise. Next up is Numbskull. All experience gain is 20% slower. That's just terrible. Like, that's just making the game harder for no reason. But hey, I'm surprised that it's only experience game. Like, what if this also stopped you from being able to like educate yourself or get scholarship up? That would be extremely detrimental, because scholarship in this game is really valuable. But we'll have to see. I don't know if these are going to be the exact hardcore mode perk changes, or if they adjusted this from the last time that they made this post, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Moving on to the next one is the Somnambulant. So this one, you lose energy faster, and every time you sleep, there's a chance that you'll sleepwalk and end up somewhere else. For me, I gotta try this out, because I think that's pretty cool that you could just like sleepwalk and be outside somewhere. That could lead you into some serious trouble. And if you sleepwalk at night and you just walk into a bandit camp, man, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be very interesting. I can't wait to see what happens with that. Or what if like you sleepwalk your way into somebody's shop or something somehow? Yeah, that would be pretty cool, but you could also have some pretty bad encounters with that. Very interesting. I can't wait to see what that's gonna do. Hangry Henry. In addition to the usual effects of hunger, starving also reduces the speech, charisma, and intimidation. Dang, that's tough. And moreover, all food will fill you 20% less, and your digestive rate increases 50%. That's insane. That's kind of broken right there. Sweaty. So this one is pretty much self-explanatory. You get dirty a lot faster, which means that you'll also be smelling a lot faster. And when you do, people can smell you from twice the distance, making it easier to detect you, which is kind of insane. But perfume will not have any positive effects on you whatsoever, because you can't hide the stench. That's kind of insane. Moving on to the next one is Picky Eater. Your pickiness causes all food in your inventory to spoil 25% faster. When gutting animals, you'll also you're also pickier and you get only half the amount of meat and other items from the animals. Bashful, you can't ask people for directions, so it's more difficult to find your way around. Besides that, you are too shy to speak to the girls at the bathhouse, so you can't request all of their services. And since you're not much of a talker, gaining speech skill is also slower. Yo, that's an insane debuff. So if you don't know, one of the craziest challenges or changes that they're going to be doing for the new hardcore mode is completely deleting the HUD. Now, what do I mean by that? We currently have directions on the top of the HUD. So you have north, west, east, and south there for you. They're going to delete that, which I think is kind of intense. I would love for us to at least have north, but no, they're deleting all of that. And you're only going to be able to see the marker of your quest when you get in the vicinity of said quest. So how do you get around? They're going to be adding a brand new mechanic where you can walk around, talk to NPCs, and you can ask them for directions, which will then put this marker on your map. That is going to tell you exactly where you currently are. However, when you open up the map, it's not going to tell you where your character is unless you do this. So let's say that you opened up the map in Kuttenberg. Because the last place that you opened the map was in Kuttenberg, that is actually where your map is going to start. So you're technically not going to have any idea where you are right now without asking for directions. And if you pick this perk, then you're going to be locking yourself out of this mechanic altogether. So that's going to be the ultimate challenge for anybody who really just wants to have a difficult time in hardcore mode. Moving on, there's going to be Punchable Face. I like this one, and I probably am going to do this one. Coming across travelers is more dangerous, and besides that, enemies never surrender, and they are more confident, making the fights more difficult, which means enemies that are going to be trying to attack you, usually they'll run away. You can have Mutt scare them off. You can have a bunch of intimidation things like they just don't want to die and they're just going to run off from you. That happens all the time when I'm fighting anybody, especially when I take out one of their friends. So in this situation, if you have this perk, nobody ever backs down and nobody surrenders, which is pretty cool, meaning that you have to take out everybody in every encounter. It's pretty intense. And then finally, this is probably my most anticipated and my favorite perk. Is called Menace. Once you're branded for a crime, the effect is permanent, and getting caught for any other serious crime will lead to your execution. What's more, guards will punish you more severely, and the consequences of these punishments will be more intense. So basically, without some of the scholarship perks in this game to get you out of certain situations when you get yourself into trouble, man, the game is going to be in a ultimate hard mode. Because if you didn't know, you can do fundamentals of law, which if a guard wants to arrest you for a crime, you can use your scholarship in skill checks to try and interpret the law a different way and possibly escape. There's also something in the drinking category that allows you to like say that you're drunk and use that as an excuse. Like, there's a lot of amazing perks that we have in the game that's going to soften the blow on that debuff. But until you get to those perks, you're pretty much playing the ultimate hard mode. They're like, if you want to partake in anything that is any type of crime in the game, never get caught, which is going to make a lot of the stealth missions in the game even more difficult, because if they find you, damn, oh man, that's pretty intense. So yes, definitely the hardcore mode is going to be amazingly fun, and I'm thinking about doing a 4 to 5 debuff run here on the channel. So if you want to watch me basically torture myself and play this game live here, you might want to consider subbing to the channel so that you don't miss out when those uploads go live, because yeah, it's gonna be a movie. Regardless, some other things that I hope, or at least want them to fix in this brand new patch that is coming on the 15th. Let's start off with the bed bug. So apparently this is not fixed. So a lot of people have still reported in my comment section recently that this bug for the bed, over time it will come back. So they initially fixed it, but whatever they did in that hotfix to fix it is not permanent, because if you ever went back to the old area and then come back over to Kuttenberg, you could be locked out regardless. As well as just progressing certain storylines or certain missions in the game, over time you'll eventually get locked out again, and the innkeeper will be kicking you out of your bed and all types of stuff. So It's pretty intense. Hopefully they figure out the situation and they realize exactly what's going on here, so that when they drop this brand new update for hardcore mode, we can have all of these things kind of ironed out. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. All right, so one thing that I'm really concerned about is going to be the map. As you can see here, when you go ahead and you slap up on the D-pad, you're going to realize that you're completely zoomed in. And this is super annoying because you have to zoom out every single time you want to try to figure out where you are or if you want to go somewhere. Now, I feel like they kind of implemented a patch here to kind of help the transition with the hardcore mode patch, because this was not a thing when the game first came out, especially day one at launch. Like, this was not even a thing. You was completely zoomed out. Sometimes when you go into your map, you're like in the clouds somewhere, which is even worse. So hopefully after patching the game, they kind of fix whatever's going on here. But this is one of the things that it's a small thing that kind of bothers you, but over time it does get extremely annoying. And also, I have been playing this game again recently, trying to beat it just before the hardcore mode comes through, so I can have everything fresh in my mind for the hardcore mode challenges of not being able to navigate. And in doing so, a lot of quests are just straight broke. So hopefully this kind of helps out certain quests like Goatskin. Sometimes he doesn't even interact with the German who tries to walk past, who he's supposed to be intimidating and causing problems for that specific quest line. Like, he doesn't even do anything. He just sits there on the wall. Like, he's on the wall, but he won't operate, which is weird. And the only way I was able to go around that is to just avoid that part of the quest and get the information from all the people inside of the bathhouse and then just go straight there. So yeah, it was really annoying. Like, that quest line, there's some things that you can do to guarantee that you can get Goatskin to go to his actual little hiding spot. So it's not that bad, but certain quests is just still broken, and it would be amazing if they actually fixed those things out and didn't break anything in the process. Now, last but not least, I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing some insane adjustments to Gutenberg. I saw a live stream back a while ago that was talking about the adjustments that they wanted to do to Gutenberg, and I thought that those adjustments were going to come in the latest hotfix, but they didn't. And they didn't come in the patch 1.2 either. With that being said, I'm pretty sure that this next update, or the hardcore update, is going to apply the changes to Gutenberg. They don't like how fast players can get extremely rich in this area, so they're going to be doing some adjustments. Now, they did do a lot of adjustments in the 1.2 patch, because I featured that right here in this video, talking about all the different changes. And they raised the prices of a lot of the items in the game, making it more valuable. And they also kept some items in the game, you know, the same price. So blacksmithing does have a lot of value to it. Like, if you're out there making some of the best weapons, the noble sword and things like that, you can actually sell those for a significant amount of money. Now, where are they going to adjust the money for the different vendors in Gutenberg? How are they going to adjust it? I have no idea. So we're just going to have to wait and see if they change anything here, and or if they nerf the amount of money each merchant has in the game. Hopefully they don't really mess with it too much, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Let me know some things that you're looking forward to, some things that may be broken for you, and some things that you want them to go ahead and fix in the upcoming update. I'm super curious about what's going on in the community right now, and I want to connect with you guys. But that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button and consider subbing to the channel so that you don't miss out on all of the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 videos coming real soon. But this is your boy MSensei. For now though, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here.